Okay, we are going to talk a little bit about the method of false position. Now, of course, it's a modern time we live in, and we have all sorts of algebraic techniques that we can use that have been around for quite some time. But this method of false position is a really old way of solving problems. So let's come up with a problem. Suppose if we take 1/5 of our grain, and I'll use x for the amount of grain, plus, let's say, 1/3 of our grain, plus 1/2 of our grain, and let's say that we know that that adds up to 4,340 bushels of grain. Now we have all sorts of symbolic techniques. We know how to group and factor and stuff like that, but very primitive. Here's what we can do. We're going to take a guess. And it doesn't really matter what our guess is, if we're close, if we're far off. This method always works no matter what we guess. Now, of course, it's nice to make our life easier, so I'm going to pick something that's divisible by 5, 3, and 2 without, killing myself. So what's a nice number that's divisible by 5, 3, and 2? I'm going to try x equals, I don't know, let's just try 300. Okay, so let's try that. So if I take 1/5 of 300, that would be 60, plus 1/3 of 300, plus 1/2 of 300. So what would that be? That would be 150 plus 100, so I'm up to 250, plus 60, that would be 310. Okay, that's far off. 310 is not particularly close to 4340, but that doesn't matter, because I know that if I take 310 and I divide by 310 and I multiply by 4340, that would give me the right answer. So if I multiply by 434 over 31, that would give me the right answer. Of course, I don't have to compute what 434 over 31 is. I'm not sure that that's easy. But regardless, just plug that into a calculator, and I get 14. So I am off by a factor of 14. So if I take my 14 times my x, this would be the right answer. This is what I should have gotten for x. So 14 times 310, that would be 4,200. And that's what x should be. And that's how the method of false position works. You just give it a guess, pick a guess that doesn't make your life too hard, get it wrong. I mean, you might get it right on the first try and then you're done, but just get it wrong. And then, okay, find out what you would have to do to get it right. In order to get it right, I would have had to divide by 310 and multiply by 4340. So, we compute that. We realize, hey, I have to multiply by 14. I take my old x, this is not the good x, and I multiply that by 14 to get the 4,200, which is the correct x. And I'm done by the method of false position.